We're back looking at the best-selling book of all time, the Bible. Throughout history, people have given their lives to get the Bible into the hands of cultures around the world. In our next report, we meet a young woman whose father was murdered because of that.
Cyrene Augustine reads her Bible in her native Filipino language of Kalinga, a book that just 40 years ago did not exist.
We were assigned to live and work with a tribal community in the northern Philippines in the mountains. They speak a language that had not been written before, and the priest working with the people wanted the scriptures in their language.
Far from everything they knew and tasked with translating a Bible into Kalinga, Hart and Ginny needed help. And that's when they met Cyrene's father, Pedro.
Pedro happened to come by one day to get medicine for his family, and we discovered that he was special in the sense that he had worked hard and gone to school outside of his village. He had a college education, he spoke English, he could type, and we thought, wow, this would be a good person to help us if he was willing, and he was willing.
My dad was just an ordinary farmer who had happened to go to school. That was why he was luckily chosen to be a part of the Bible translation.
And not just for the literal word translation, but the cultural context too.
This is the way Pedro explained it to me. He said, what Jesus is teaching doesn't work for us. If somebody injures my brother, I have to take revenge to be a Kalinga man. And so that was a big new learning.
The radical teachings of Christ eventually turned Pedro into a peacemaker. That meant his life would be threatened. And one day, a group of bandits found Pedro alone.
They pretended to be soldiers anyway, and they said, we're lost, can you show us to the other side of the village? And so he came out and he began to lead them down the path, and just about 100 meters from his house, they opened fire. I'd say the day that we learned of Pedro's murder, it was the saddest day of our lives. The next morning, when it was light, I picked up 21 empty rifle, like 303 rifle shells at the spot where they shot him, and he was completely disfigured.
Just 11 months old when her father was killed, Cyrene doesn't have any memories of him, but began to feel his loss as she celebrated a milestone in her childhood.
I know that, like, in a family, there was a father and a mother, but I wasn't aware of that one because in our family, I don't have a brother. I have 2 sisters, and then I have a grandmother who's living with us and my crippled aunt who's living with us, so all girls in the family. And then during my graduation in elementary, that was the time wherein I realized that, oh, why do they have father with them? And then why do I have my mom with me, just my mom? Where's my dad?
The teachings of the Bible have become the inspiration for her and her mother to forgive Pedro's killers.
And knowing that my father gave his last breath for the Bible, it doesn't make me feel sad or get mad of the Bible, because I know that he did that because out of his faith and his love. So why can't I be mad about the thing that he did happily?
And holding a copy of the Kalinga Bible still fills her with a sense of awe.
Knowing that my dad is a part of this Bible, I am very proud, and I am very proud to be his daughter, because he offered his life, this Bible. So I am very happy because this is his happiness.
Now in Canada as a live-in nanny during the week, Cyrene spends her weekends with Hart and Ginny, her family.
I came here for a job, but then I realized, or maybe God wants me to know that I have another family here, and then maybe he wants me to experience having a perfect family, a wonderful family, or a complete family having a father, which is hard.
She's our daughter. She wasn't born to us, but we couldn't love her more if she was. She's our daughter.
And their combined love for the Bible is evident.
God desires everyone to hear in their own language about the marvelous things that God has done. Just totally apart from any spiritual benefit that the scriptures bring. There is no book that has had more impact on language development.
I think the purpose of the Bible is to get us closer to God. I always tell him everything, my loneliness, my happiness, and everything. I feel like I am not shy at all to God, like everything, every mistake, because I know that he always watched over me, that he always knew, and then he knew what I am thinking. Like even if I don't do it, he knew everything. So I really trust him, and he is really my best friend.
When we return, final thoughts on how to read the Bible and how you can get a Bible from Listen Up TV. Stay tuned for the wrap.